Hey there, welcome to the shop. How you doing today? That's great, that's great. So I don't think I've seen your face around here before. Are you new to cycling? Oh, that's awesome. Nice. Yeah, well, you came to the right place. Did you get your bike already, or? Okay, cool. So you already got it, you're just looking for some basics. Yes, absolutely, no problem. Well, listen, I have a few things that I can recommend for you. Some I consider to be essentials, and there are others that are just some accessories if you would like to purchase those as well. But let me go ahead and run you through some of the things. So, have you gotten your helmet already? I guess that's one of the first things I'll ask. No. Okay. Well, that's no problem. We do have a selection here at the moment. For example, I do have these available here, and these helmets do have the visor. Now, at the moment, I do not have any of the do not have any with me that do not have a visor, but of course that can be easily ordered if they don't arrive in my weekly shipment already. So I really love this one. As you can see, it's obviously blue. We do have it in an assortment of colors as well. It does have your oh, there we go. It does have your little logo there for MIPS, and what's it called? That's just letting you know, of course, that these helmets are up to standard. So they do provide a lot of good cushioning inside. Now, this is a helmet here. This is nothing too crazy. This is a pretty basic helmet, right? This is just something that will just give you some solid protection for your head as you're riding along. Now, as you start developing yourself into a better cyclist, or just engaging in the sport a little bit more altogether, then you might find yourself wanting some of those fancier helmets, with the blinkers on the back, things like that. But at the moment, I think we'll just stick to the basics. How does that sound? Yeah, I thought so. Okay, so what were you thinking about the helmet? Were you thinking of taking a helmet? Yeah, and what color is the bike? Oh, it's actually blue. Oh, well, perfect. I do have this one, and I do have a lighter blue if you prefer something like a sky blue. This works out. Okay, great. We'll put that right over here then. So that's definitely one of the things that I consider to be an essential. Depending on where you live, I don't think it's illegal in all states to ride, or I don't think it's illegal in a lot of states for you to ride without a helmet. But sometimes, especially depending on the speeds that you're planning on traveling at, and also just honestly, just being next to cars, you never know when somebody else might swerve or do something like that, and you just want to make sure that you are protected at all times, especially your head, right? Like, that's the number one thing that you should be looking out after. And the second thing that I would really like to recommend, of course, if you're planning on taking your bike out for any errands, or maybe I don't know, maybe even if you just want to take it downtown, or take it down to your local AM/PM or 7-Eleven, right, you're gonna need a lock. So this is a kryptonite is a kryptonite keeper lock. Now, there are a lot of options out there. But I find that for me, having a chain linked and a metal linked lock like this is a lot more, it gives me a lot more peace of mind versus just like a small cable wire that, honestly, if you just look online, you can see that those things are snipped super quickly with any bolt cutter. And so you wouldn't want to trust your bike with that, especially for some of the price ranges that these bikes are going for. You're going to want to stick to a bed block. Now, the reason that I recommend this one is because this one gives you a lot of flexibility. Now, it is a pretty sturdy chain link lock, but it's not the heaviest. Okay, now there's a couple of different standards, right? There's bronze, you have your silver, and you have your gold standards for security, and this is a bronze. Okay, yeah, this is a bronze. And basically, I think, I can't remember because on Kryptonite they actually have if you check them out, they actually have a scale of their locks from 1 to 10, and they rate them, from 1 being the least secure to 10 being the most, and I think this is a 5 or 6, so this is sort of like a midway, but this is a really great sort of beginner chain. Like I said, it does have a little bit of weight to it. Now if you throw it on your backpack or something, though, it's really not that bad. I really don't feel it. And this is just something that I feel comfortable, that I would feel comfortable going inside of a store real quick for. Not something that you want to leave, yeah, it's not something that I would still trust to leave overnight or leave somewhere sketchy, but just to be around doing errands is great. I definitely recommend these. Again, I do not recommend the cable ones. We actually don't even offer them here for the same reason that there has just been so many incidents that I just really don't consider them to be a very great security at all, unless they're going to be used in conjunction with another security measure such as this one, then by all means. That being said, though, what do you think about it? Or did you need something like, do you see that D-lock right over there? Yeah, yeah, exactly. So we have those. Now, the only problem with those, of course, is just that you're going to be a little limited as to where you can actually link that up. For example, there's been times where I've gone to the bank, and some banks don't have any cycling stop or little places where you can put your bike rack, and so I've had to tie it up to like a weird post or something, and I can see how, somewhere like that a D-lock may not be the best fit. But if you're going to be going somewhere where there's always going to be that bike rack, like to work or something, then absolutely, by all means. What are you thinking? Yeah, I know it's a tough one, right? D-locks they're generally considered to be some of the best locks out there for bikes. It's really just a matter of how flexible you want to be with those locks. And remember, you can actually feel them over there, but they're quite heavy as well. Some of them are quite heavy, so just like these chain links, these can also get heavier too. So if you are not too convinced by this one and you want something a little bit heavier, you don't mind that extra weight, then you can absolutely do a heavier chain, which will be a lot harder to cut. And this is going to be a pretty good entry point lock here, and I can give you a pretty good price for this just because we did get some of these new, and I've been enjoying them myself, so I figured why want to pass on a little extra discount, and hopefully it provides some extra protection to others as well. Yeah, perfect. All right, there you go. And of course, these are all just our demos out here. Everything that you will be receiving is going to be coming in a box and such. Okay, now here are another couple of things to have. Now these are pretty standard right here. These are going to be pretty cheap if you want to pick these up, just because a lot of bikes actually already come with the reflectors. So you're going to have your front reflector and your rear reflector, front and rear. Ooh. My bad. So you're going to have a rear and a front reflector. Now again, these are just going to be your very basic. You at least want to have these at all times on your bike, right? You do not want to be riding a bike that has no reflectors. It's gonna very much decrease your visibility at night, so it's much easier for riders, other riders, and cars to hit you, which is obviously not something that you want. Okay, so a lot of the bikes do come standard with these already, as well as on the wheels, but if you do have need for some extras, or you don't have any, and I do have these for pretty cheap, and you can tag these in there. But I do have some better options if you are looking for a light. Is that something that you were kind of thinking of doing? Yeah, I figured. I mean, especially during these hotter months. So I have this. So we offer some Victogen. We offer Victogen lights here, and this is a pretty solid light here. This is this goes up to 5,000 lumens, and it is a solid light. So it has 3 modes. You've got like your brightest, medium, low, and I think if you and then you've also got I'm not gonna point it right at you, but it's got a flashing mode in case of anything. So I think that these are really great. These have a huge battery span. I mean, sometimes I use these for, I don't even remember the last time I charged one, to be quite honest, just because it takes quite a while for them to lose battery. And I'm saying, even if you have it on the highest setting, which honestly, sometimes I don't even need the highest settings. Usually I'm kind of cruising around with the mid setting at night, just depending on the road, right? If it's a pretty well lit road, there's no need. And pretty much this here is going to clip onto your handlebars here. So you're just gonna, no, sorry, wrong way. There you go. You just sort of clip that on there. And you've got this part over here that's gonna basically screw in and make it tighter. Once you've got it on the handlebar, and it'll just kind of sit just like that, and you can just click it on. It's pretty easy. There's not a lot of force that you need. You just click it on and boom, done. This is the one that sits right in front of pointing forward, of course. And this is one that I truly recommend, especially if you are thinking of riding at night at some point, or if you've got like trails or anything like that. You're definitely gonna need a light. I mean, there's just no way you can go through like dirt roads and stuff at night, in the darkness. You can, but it's not safe. And to go with that, we also have this. Now this is your rear light, of course. This is your rear red light, and this is super easy. This is like this is rubber right here, and this will just go right around the back tube and hook on just like that, and it stays on there honestly really snug. And since it's rubber, you really don't have to worry about the about it coming loose or anything. The friction itself will keep it in place. And just like the other light, you've got a couple of modes on this one. right? So you've got your standard solid or steady light. You've got your blinker, and this fast blinker and the slower blinker. There you go. So I usually have it either on the steady mode, usually steady mode, but sometimes I'll put it on the slower blink, just in case I need a little bit more attention towards me, if I'm on a darker road. Yeah, so did you already... Okay, yeah, perfect. So you already have the reflectors, right? Yeah. So where were we thinking about the lights? Yeah. Yeah, I mean, honestly, they're pretty solid. They are pretty solid, let me tell you. I mean, you can, here you go, feel the weight of it yourself. Yeah. Yeah, it's solid. It's solid. What can I say? And like I said, this thing will stay on there pretty snug. They all come with this sort of rubber inside. That's just going to help maintain that friction and make sure that it does not slip off. Yeah. Perfect. And so I will go ahead and I will wrap these up. Remember, these two come together, so you don't have to worry about buying them separately or anything like that. Yeah. So I think those are what I would consider to be the essentials, right? Some of the essentials. Along with that, you're going to want to probably consider a seat very quickly, but again, without getting too much into it, I don't want to overwhelm you. I just wanted you to get started as quickly as possible for you to be able to go out, run errands, do whatever you have to, and be worry-free. And with that, well, that's what we have your... That's what we have your helmet for, right? That is, of course, what we got the chain for. And last but not least, your lights. So now you can go out, your head is protected, you can leave your bike out somewhere momentarily while you step into a store, do what you gotta do, know that your bike is not gonna get stolen in 5 seconds, as they would with the cable wire, what's it called? Yeah, I mean, you've got your lights so that you can ride out at night if you need, and you're all set. One other little accessory that I do have, if you wanted to tack it on, I do have these. And this is another one that clips on just like the light. But this one is for your phone, right? And this, you can swivel this around, right, depending on your liking. What's it called? Oh. You can then put your phone right here. It'll squeeze in. There's a little clamp here on the side that just kind of holds it in place. And that's pretty much it. You can just put your phone right there. That way, as you're riding around, you can kind of see your phone. Obviously, it's not for you to be like texting or anything like that. It's just that you can have your phone here. Maybe you have an app that's tracking your speed or your distance. Maybe music, whatever it is. You have the option of having it right here, and it's just a nice little feature to have in case you do need to access your phone. Since I typically, when cycling, carry mine in my backpack, I really don't ever see it unless I'm using an accessory like that. So that may just be something that you want if you're expecting a call or a message or something like that. Okay. Did you want to throw that one on there? No. Yeah, that's okay. Yeah, I just wanted to mention it just in case that was an interest. It's not for everybody. Like I said, I rarely use it myself. I tend to keep my phone in the back while I'm writing anyway, so I totally understand. Yeah. Okay. Well, great. Listen, I think that's pretty much it then, right? Unless there's anything else that you had questions about. Absolutely. absolutely. Well, yeah, if anything, if you need help with anything, setting up anything, I mean, everything is pretty straightforward as far as what you got, right? But if you do need any help at all, feel free to come back into the cycling shop. Remember that here we are all in the same community. We're all friends here. If you need help, just bring your bike on in and we can take a look at it and we can just take it from there. All right? All right. All right. Well, good riding out there. Stay safe.